If you haven't seen the video before this, just a quick recap. For my main course, I had salmon on top of spinach risotto that was so delicious. I've been eating quite a lot since I boarded the plane. It comes with bread and a candlelit dinner. Of course, the candle is batterized, but look how gorgeous that looks. It's got some julienne veg. This is some tuna tartare. I've got more salmon and scallops there for my appetizer. I've also had whiskey sour, and this is some very interesting appetizer. That's my pink gin. It came with nuts, and my orange juice when I boarded the plane. So much food and drinks. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I always sit in 1K. 1K is the closest to the pilot, and it's the frontmost cabin. I take this seat because it has the least turbulence, at least that's what I think. But today's video is all about, as you can see, I love a good cheese platter. We are going to be sampling this, and I don't know if you can have a look at those wines that I have. That's port, dessert wine, and I'm trying to remember what kind of red wine that is. I'm not really watching anything because today it's all about focusing on the flavor and the texture of the cheeses. Well, I just finished my dessert. Do check out that video because I was having the best tiramisu in town. It was drizzled with cacao powder, and honestly it was just heaven in your mouth. I wasn't going to drink my macchiato because it tasted like pure caffeine, and I think after this I wanted to sleep.
Is it award winning?
Yes, of course. You know we have the best wines.
I've been to Franschhoek, is it? Franschhoek and
Cape Town.
yes, Cape Town, and the other famous wine.
Captain?
Yes, both.
Stellenbosch?
Stellenbosch, that's the one.
So you know.
I do, yeah.
I love that the flight attendant serving me is from South Africa, and I was just saying how I visited there and tried a lot of their amazing wines and visited their vineyards, and it's pretty cool that we have that both in common, that I'm very much aware that they have really good wine. She came over and told me specifically that the wine I'm about to try has been aged for 24 years. I find that very impressive, and wait till you see what it tastes like. I love that anytime I can always slide my door. Business class is definitely leveled up. They make you feel like you're flying first class, which is specifically why they designed the QSuite like this.
You're 24?
24 port. 24. Thank
You can rewind there a bit. She did say it's a 24 port.
Where do I begin? I want to show you what I have. Right now I requested for all their best wine. I'm gonna get to them with you shortly because I don't really memorize all of them, but this is a 24 port, and this one is a dessert wine from South Africa, and this one is a Beaujolais from France. I hope I said that right, and let me show you what it looks like in the menu. Check it out. The next wine I'm going to be trying is a dessert wine, and it's all the way from South Africa. I can't wait to try it. It's a 2018 Noble Late Harvest. So, dessert wine, there it is, and this is it. Now it's very interesting because the flight attendant is actually from South Africa, and she was very proud with her wine, or the wine where she comes from. Oh my god. It's so good. It's so good. This is possibly one of the best wines I've ever had. Wonder what makes it so sweet. So what it is here, it's selected and harvested by hand. It's a blend of 56% Chenin Blanc, 93% Muscat de Fontignon, 3% Sauvignon Blanc, and 2% Grasa de Cotnari. Okay, honestly, I'm not an expert with all of these languages, but if you are having the cheese platter, please look for this wine. It's so good. Oh my gosh, actually this woke me up, and to think that it's technically 1 a.m. right now with the UK time. I feel so awake. Okay, I'm not gonna pretend I don't have a buzz. I'm actually starting to get a little bit of a migraine, maybe because it's 1 a.m. and I really should be sleeping instead of doing wine tasting. But honestly, when you're flying with Qatar Airways, it's impossible to not enjoy their wine and cheese. So the next one we're gonna try is this wine. It's a port. It's 20 years old, and I'm a little bit confused because the flight attendant did tell me that it's 24. So on the menu it says 20 years old. So anyway, I'd like to believe that it's 24 years old. Bottoms up. No, I mean, not bottoms up, but cheers. Wow, that's a legit port. It's really, really good. Wow. So good. It's absolutely so good. Now for my recommendation, I actually am not a wine connoisseur, but I suppose you'd want to go for the regular, or you'd want to go for a wine first, so this one. And then because the port is a little bit more bitter than the dessert wine, or sorry, it's less sweet, so I would go for this second and go for the dessert wine last. It's a bit confusing because the last time I had port, it was also very, very sweet. So it just really depends what kind of port you're having. But I would go finish this one first and then finish the dessert wine from South Africa. It's so good. A lot of honey flavors, nutty, and apparently it's been aged for 8 to 10 months. So I'm very excited. I can definitely taste the oak. It's very oaky and nutty. I was expecting it to be a lot sweeter, but it's good. It's gonna pair very well with the cheese. Liquid honey. It's that sweet. Very much like honey, even the color. It looks like honey. Yum! I'm really very much enjoying the wine, that I'm forgetting to have my cheese. Let's go try some cheese. So, I was told that to enjoy your cheese, you're supposed to have the mildest tasting one first, and then work your way up to most flavorful one. So also the cheese platter does come with some crackers, but I think in order to really enjoy the flavor, I'm gonna have it on its own without the cracker. Sorry, it's not cream cheese at all. It's absolutely delicious goat's cheese. So good. It really is very creamy. So good. It's very silky. 3-year-old. I think I'm supposed to say 24-year aged port. Ooh, it's very good. It really instantly cleans the palate. So I could be wrong, but this looks like an Emmental cheese, just because I see all the holes there. Definitely a Swiss cheese. Yummy. Very yummy. So I'm gonna wash that down with my port. It's almost finished. And then, before I head for the blue cheese, I'm gonna have some of this dragon fruit. And I always like to pair my cheese with fruit or honey or jam, just because of the salty sweet flavor. Okay. The mother of all blue cheese. Wow. It's really, really pungent. It's very blue cheesy. It goes straight to the nostril. Delicious. Yeah. So overall, I have to say my favorite is the goat's cheese, only because I think I've had a lot of savory food during my flight and at the lounge. So I think my palate is just craving for something on the mild but silky side. So for tonight, my goat is definitely the goat's cheese, paired with the 24-year aged port, or the dessert wine from South Africa. Bon appetit!
Well, that's been a very eventful wine and cheese pairing. I love the cheese platter and I do love the wine tasting. This is a great idea for you to definitely try. Although I do have to let you know that as soon as you board the plane, you have to tell the flight attendant that you would like a cheese platter reserved, because this is very high in demand, and I've found myself several times ordering this after my main course and then only to find out that it's sold out or there's none available anymore because everyone ordered it. So that's it. Please stick around because I still have a couple of hours left before landing in Doha.